Okay, so the next one that I want to talk about is just basically eliminating the barriers to training. A lot of times, people when you first start out, one big thing that I see is you'll see people that'll come in 3 or 4 times a week, and then all of a sudden they'll either get sore or get injured, and then they'll never, they never basically come back. They'll be training for, like I said, 2 or 3 weeks solid, or maybe even a month solid, and then all of a sudden they just drop off. So try to keep from doing that if you can. You first start, what I would suggest is probably learning more stuff offline, if you will, or I should say off the mats, books, things like that. And then training, 2 times a week. And then once your body kind of gets accustomed to kind of that, that lifestyle and kind of the rigors of grappling and training all the time, then you can certainly step it up. And it doesn't take long. Like I said, that same 2 or 3 months, if you were to do, 2 classes a week and then bump it up after that, then that's a lot better. I think and your body will be used to it. But once you've got to that point, just getting away barriers from training. So a lot of times people will find excuses to be able to not train, and that's something that you want to try to eliminate as much as possible. Obviously some of them are going to be, travel or busy, times like that. So as much as you can, try to look at your schedule and block those off. I mean, if this is something that you really want to learn, then you need to block off, that particular time and say, okay, this is training time. Make sure to, if you've got a wife or a spouse, whatever, try to let them know, hey, this is the time when I'm going to be leaving. This is the time when I'm going to be gone. That way, kind of the precedence is set that you're going to be gone for that time. And, there's really no excuses for you to train. Because that's the biggest thing is if you can stay consistent, training gets a lot easier. The problem that I see a lot of times with progression is people that'll come in for a month and, train, like I said, 2 or 3 times a week. And then they come 1 time per week or once every 2 weeks. And really, it's kind of hard to get anything really acclimated to that with only training, once or twice a week, or once or twice a month. 2 times a week, in my opinion, is probably about the bare minimum as far as still learning and being able to, steadily progress. Anything less than that, as long as you're okay with casually learning, then that's fine. If it's something that you want to do, more, then I would highly suggest training a lot more than that. But like I said, if it's just purely a hobby and you're okay with getting better at a slower rate, then by all means 1 day a week. But like I said, 2 days a week is probably the bare minimum that I would suggest for anybody that wanted to progress at a pretty steady pace.